Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Good shot. Okay. Okay, it is 7 o'clock, and I'd like to welcome everyone and call our Fairfield Union Board meeting to order. So I'd ask everyone to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silent reflection. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Turn to 1.4, turn to our treasurer, Mrs. Roberts, for the roll call of the board members.
Mrs. Conrad Zingmeister. Here. Mr. Hoffman.
Here.
Mrs. Johns. Here. Mr. Kimmer.
Here.
Mr. Smelter.
Here.
Thank you. All board members are present. Leads us then to 1.5, the minutes of our last board meeting, of March 24th, regular meeting. I'd approve, you all had an opportunity to look over those minutes and entertain a motion to approve those minutes. Okay, been moved by Mr. Hoffman. Would there be a second?
Second.
Second. Question? No question. I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll call of the board members.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zingmeister.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns. Yes. Mr. Kimmer.
Yes, motion passed unanimously. 1.6, adjustments to the agenda. Be any adjustments?
None at this
Is that
time.
right? Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, that moves us into information discussion and 2.1, superintendent updates. I'll turn to Mr. Belleville for some updates, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Kimmer, and welcome to everybody. We're glad to have a great crowd with us this evening, and board members will see over the next 4 board meetings or so, we're going to be bringing in different student groups to recognize. It's a great time of year as we're heading towards the end. I saw somewhere today, and I haven't counted a calendar to see, but I think we have 30 days of school left, which is incredibly hard to imagine, but that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, which, fingers crossed it's not a train, so we'll see. But this time of year, it's just great to be able to see the culmination of a lot of hard work of our students and our staff members, and we want to take the time to acknowledge those things and recognize them. So you'll see that over the next several board meetings, just different student groups and celebrating their achievements this year. So tonight we'll kick that off. I want to thank Ms. Burnworth, Mr. Savage for bringing our elementary and middle school students this evening. We'll hear from them here shortly, but when we made the move to expand our music program, music and choir, down to 5th grade, there was a great move for us at the time. We've seen the benefits of that at the high school level, but then the next step in that progression was really solidifying our elementary program and building up the base before they get to the middle school and high school levels. And we were lucky enough to convince Ms. Burnworth to come home and join the staff, and that has been a tremendous addition to the team. And the things that we're going to see today, where we have our youngest students being part of state choirs, will obviously is a huge accomplishment and a great thing for us, but we also know that we are laying that solid foundation for when those kids get to middle school and high school, and we'll just continue to see growth in that area, and fully believe, and I know the board agrees, that the arts play such a critical role in the educational process, and study after study has shown that the stronger the arts are in your school district, the higher the academic achievement tends to be. So it all goes hand in hand, and we're proud of that here, that all of the extracurriculars, all the extra things that we do with our students enhances the overall experience, and then you see the academics take off. So just another example of that. So we're excited to hear from them this evening and appreciate parents and students and our staff members coming back this evening to be a part of the evening. So in the board agenda, this time of year, we've discussed the last couple of meetings a little bit. It is so bittersweet as we go through the first part of the new business on the agenda. We're going to see some retirements, and we're also going to see some hires. And it's the old saying: it's the best of times and the worst of times. You hate to see people retire and leave, and this place is just different than anywhere I've ever been. People are here for long periods of time, so they truly become family. And when they retire, it leaves a void that hurts and aches for a while, and that part of it is sad. But then, in the next breath, you're hiring somebody to come in and assume that role, and you just know that they're going to grow and flourish, and new roots are planted, and it kind of starts all over. So it is a bittersweet time of year, so we'll have a few retirements that we'll talk about when we get to that in the agenda, and also a few hires that we're extremely excited about as we plant some of those new roots and grow. So we'll talk more about that as we get through the agenda. State budget. We updated our staff during the March 21st PD day, and that seems like an eternity ago at this point. There are almost changes by the hour with the state budget. The House omnibus amendments were due today. The House will vote on their version of the state budget on Wednesday. So we should know more either late tonight or early tomorrow morning what some of those last minute amendments will look like. But once the House votes their version of the budget out, it goes into the Senate, where there will, without a doubt, be more changes made. But we do know at this point that the House and the Senate very much are working in conjunction. There are a lot of discussions happening behind the scenes. So the House version, I think a large portion of the House budget will be supported in the Senate. As we've talked about extensively, when Matt Huffman left being the Senate president, he handpicked his successor. He became the Speaker of the House. And all indications that we're seeing in Columbus is Representative Huffman very much has control over both parts of the legislative branch of the House and the Senate. So I think the Senate will have some changes, but I think what we see come out of the House on Wednesday will be very close to what we'll see come out of the Senate about a month later. So tomorrow I will be in Columbus meeting with Senator Schaefer. I wanted to have some discussions with him prior to that vote on Wednesday, just to lay some groundwork and plant some seeds for him to think about as the House budget comes out and goes into the Senate. So I'm encouraged that he's taken the time to meet. We have found it difficult to get meetings with representatives just because of the flurry of activity. There are hearings daily, but very, very proud to report back that Representative Luray, Representative Miller, and Senator Schaefer have all taken meetings with me, and that's encouraging that our particular reps are taking the time to meet with their school districts. So we'll continue to lobby and advocate for our district as well as public education in general, and hopefully get the best outcome that we can. But we are going to see some drastic changes with school funding. There's just no way around that. So we'll keep the board updated as we know more, and definitely at our next meeting I'll have some updates, and Ms. Roberts may have some as well. She hears, it seems like, I don't want to speak for Ms. Roberts, but it seems like there's information that comes through the treasurer channels, and there's different information that comes through superintendent channels, and we try to marry those things together to figure out exactly where things are headed. So we'll work to keep the board updated. Any questions on that? Kindergarten registration, very excited to see our registration numbers are up significantly from this year. As we reported to the board, a record low number this year. We were roughly 107 or so, Mr. Knight, does that sound right? Between Pleasantville and Bremen combined, which is extremely low. It's about 50 kids below our normal registration. This year, at this point, we're right up around 140, if not over that at this point. So we're very strong numbers. Come August, we usually always have somewhere between 5 and 15 kids sign up right as school's starting. So I think our numbers for next year will be back in line with what we have seen historically. So we're happy to see that, and we'll continue to keep an eye on that. So as far as that goes, the rest of what I have, we'll talk about during the retirements and hires. Any questions? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the superintendent update, Mr. Belleville. Appreciate that. Does move to recognition of visitors, public comment. This is kind of thing. No one's signed in. Okay. Okay, so that'll move us on to reports and presentations. With that, the youth choir. Fairview Elementary and Middle School students, they were selected to perform with the Ohio Music Education Association State Youth Choir. Mr. Belleville, sir.
And as we were saying, just extremely excited to have this group with us. They put in a lot of hard work, a lot of travel for practices, as well as the actual performance, which was up in Cleveland. Ms. Burnworth, Mr. Savage did a great job working with this group and preparing them, and we're excited to have them here with us this evening to give a performance. And then Mr. Kimmer, you'll have a recognition for them when they're finished.
Yes. All right. Well, that's wonderful.
Thank you so much for having us this evening. It truly is an honor, and what a way to recognize our students and all of their hard work. This process started in the spring of last year. These students were selected based on their ability to consistently match pitch and showing good musician skills in the classroom, and also behavior, showing that Falcon pride. So these students represented us very well, and we were very proud of them. So we hope you enjoy. This is one of the songs that we performed in Cleveland. It's called Mary Had a Little Blues.
And everywhere that Mary went, they sang, was he but oh, Mary, sing Mama to blues. Take the sheep and home, girl, and get yourself to school.
Mrs. Burnworth, Mr. Savage. We have certificates here that we want to present to the youth. How wonderful to all of you to perform for us this evening. It's just outstanding. And I feel like I needed to turn around, and I wish I had some dark glasses on so I could. But I felt myself wanting to sway into the music, so how uplifting to listen to such a song. And I can't imagine that you didn't have such an applause in Cleveland. So, any thoughts with your experiences in Cleveland? Anybody would like to speak? Any thoughts with your experiences that you had at the choir? Was it? Yeah. Did you see a lot of other students as well and get to meet from all over the state?
There were 126 participants, and we had 13 of ours selected to be part of that. So that's a big honor.
Yeah. Well, we have a hats off certificate for each one of you youth. But Mrs. Burnworth, yes, I want to have you all come up and get in line to shake hands with us. We'll hand you the certificate as I read your name. And I'll read the first one first totally, and then I'll just read the name from there on, okay? But so Fairfield Union Local Schools, hats off to Jordan Bates. Jordan, would you step right up here, Jordan? And then shake, and then Jordan, if you would, just shake Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister's hand. And don't get by without shaking my hand. All right, and then if you would just stand over there, because I think, Jordan, I think we'd like to get a picture with all of you, okay? All right. Our next hats off award to Carter Burnworth. Carter? Okay, our next hats off award to Elena Dunphy. Elena? All right, our next hats off award to Jory Kimmer. Jory? All right, our next hats off award to Isla King. Isla. Our next hats off award to Reagan Knott. Reagan? Yeah. Wonderful. What a joy. Our next hats off award to Sophia Postman. Sophia? Our next hats off award to Sophia Runship. Sophia? Our next hats off award to Crosley Steeman. Crosley? Next hats off award to Macy Stevenson. Macy? Next hats off award to Jensen Stover. Jensen? Our next hats off award to Solomon Lightnecker, who was patiently waiting. And then, yes, I want to at least announce, Claire Owen wasn't here, but I'll turn this over to Mrs. Burnworth so that Claire can receive her certificate, her Hats Off Award certificate. And then, our Hats Off Award to Mrs. Carrie Burnworth. Carrie? And then our last Hats Off Award to Mr. Julian Savage. So, if we could, we're just going to get a quick picture with them. It's quite the honor to have these youth.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Parents, you can come up here.
Parents of all the youth choir, thank you for your kids that you brought to us this evening. Thank you for the program. It will not be disrespectful whatsoever. If you want to stay for the board meeting, you can, but it will not be disrespectful whatsoever if it's time to get home so you can get ready for school for tomorrow. Okay? So you're welcome to leave. It won't be disrespectful. Thank you again. Okay. Some good gift in that one. Isn't that cute? We want more of those. That's why we all do what we do. Okay. Things have gotten settled down just a little bit. That does move us into the consent agenda section and we'll move to 5.1 workshops and conferences. Board members, as you can see there, the workshops and conferences 1 and 2. Mr. Bell, any comments with those workshops?
No, sir.
Okay.
I can answer any questions, but pretty straightforward.
Okay. All right. If board members have no questions in that regard, I'll move to 5.2 then. Financial items, I'll turn to our treasurer, Mrs. Roberts.
Okay, a few items this evening. So starting off with our financial forecast. So far, this is through the month of March. We have received about $25.5 million compared to $23.7 last year. You will see that we have now received 100% of our property taxes, and they were up 9% to last year, which is right on to where we were forecasting. Income tax is up 2% to last year. We still have one income tax payment of the year because we receive those quarterly. State grants, so this is our state foundation payments. We have total about $10 million this year compared to 9.1. This gain is coming in our restricted funds. It is the increased funding from the CEP lunches. So from taking our district to 100% through breakfast and free lunch, we received some additional state funding. So that's really where that additional funding is coming in. If you look at expenditures, we're at 20.4 million compared to 18 last year. The big things are really in salaries and benefits, which we've been talking about due to the ESSER grants going away. So really looking at those. This also, I know I've had a few call outs the last few months because we had hit a 3-pay month. We are now apples to apples, so our 3-pay months for the year are finished. So you'll see that this up 11% is a true up 11%. It's not just due to the timing of our 3-pay months. Let's see. The other call outs here, then purchase services and supplies really haven't changed over the last few months. Revenues and expenditures, our revenue is in excess of expenditures so far, really due to that property tax payment. And then our ending cash balance is at $22.7 million compared to $22.8 million last year. If I were to project that go forward over the next few months, we'll come right in at just a little under 22 million for the year end is where I'm projecting. So we're right on track at about 75% of our year at this point. So kind of moving along, watching these things. I will say last month, the board did approve a $200,000 transfer from general fund into food service. I would expect, we had originally projected about $300,000. I would expect before the end of the year, I probably will come back with that additional $100,000. We just wanted to watch it a little bit more before we did do that. But that's about it at this point, at least through March. Any questions on the financial piece of it? Okay, moving into insurance. So far for the year, our revenue is up 5%. Claims are up 21% to last year. You will see that we're about negative $25,000 looking at our revenue to expenditures. This was it was negative 18,000 last month. So just a little bit more, which we're hovering, really it sounds crazy, but we're hovering right around flat. We still have a really good and healthy medical insurance balance of just under $4 million. As of right now, what we're doing is we always watch claims through the month of March, and then we let all the claims come in for April and use those claims to determine our rates for next year. So starting May 1st is when we will really, really have all of that information in order to determine where we feel like our rates are going to fall next year. Obviously, with a healthy medical balance, I do anticipate having an increase. We've actually been flat since, other than the COVID year, we have been flat since we moved over to UHC, but I do anticipate a slight increase next year. But we'll know more as we get all the claims through March. If I look at dental, really our dental insurance is right where it should be. Our cash balance is ending at $240 compared to $218 last year. We're up 10% to last year. No real changes within dental. We're seeing some slight increases, but nothing at this point. I mean, we still have a good balance, so we're in pretty good shape. Any questions on insurance?
Do you feel there could be an increase in the dental then?
I don't think so. I actually feel like we'll probably be in a good spot with dental. I say that, but until we truly see this all the claims come through March, but we're in a pretty good spot in dental. So I actually feel pretty good. We made increases last year from $89, well, I should say for this year, from 89 to 98. So I think that was a good move. I think that, that's, had we not have done that, we probably would have been in a little bit of a different story since that helped us, but I think we're in pretty good shape in dental. Okay, I want to move on to our food service report, and there's actually 2 different reports that are attached. The first is really, it's all the numbers. I will say this is through February. Since we work with Chartwell, sometimes, once we get through the month, it just depends on their month a little bit to get some numbers. So these numbers are through February. Year to date, the food service team has served almost 140,000 lunches, 67,000 breakfasts for a total of 225,000 meals. This is up about 40,000 meals to last year. If I look, and I'm going to jump between the 2 reports right now, this is more of the written report. If I look at our average daily lunches served this year to last year, we are serving about 1,448 lunches this year compared to 1,206 last year. So just under 300 that we're serving every single day in addition. If you look at breakfast, last year we served an average of 394. This year we've served 618, and that's year to date. So really happy to see. I think the community is, it's nice to see that with the free breakfast and free lunch, I think it's, there's a lot of kids eating, and I think that food service team has done a great job. That's a lot of additional meals. 40,000 extra meals for the year is a lot. And the good news is that we're looking at our cost per meal, and that is all in cost. So that is salaries, benefits, food costs, paper costs, all in costs, and we're up about 15 cents per meal this year. I think that, you know, while we're looking, you think, okay, you're serving so many more meals, you would think you'd buy more in bulk, so in theory the cost would go down. But what actually happens is you're buying so much food that all the costs are continually increasing. So our paper cost goes up. You know, all the things combined. So really sitting at 15 cents more per meal, I feel pretty good about. I think it's a pretty good balance as to where we're sitting. You will see that we have lost so far down the sheet that has the green on it. We've lost about $282,000 for the year. We were projecting $300,000. So we'll probably come in a little over that $300,000. But I think that so far, considering, you know, we have, this is through periods of March, April, and May, I'm feeling pretty good. Pretty good. We're seeing about a $40,000 to $50,000 loss per month. So, and really where that is since 100% of our students are eating for free, when we actually claim those meals, we're only claiming the students who are direct certified, which means the other students you're redeeming at a very low rate, which we knew that going into it. We still knew, though, that the state funding would outpace the additional costs that it would take us to get there. So still feel very strong about this program and really looking at what it means to us over the next few years. Questions on food service numbers? Okay, that was all I had for financial for 5.2 section.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Roberts, thank you for the financial update. So that moves us to approve the consent agenda, item 5.3. Entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda item recommended by the superintendent and treasurer.
So moved.
Been moved by Mrs. Johns. I'll second that. Question. Turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Johns? Yes. Mr. Kimmer?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister? Yes. Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Schmelberg?
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. All right, it moves us into new business section. And with that, 6.1, resignation and retirement of Lisa Yarborough. A motion to approve the resignation for the retirement of Lisa Yarborough as high school cook cashier effective May 22nd, 2025. Mr. Belleville, sir.
I just vote no.
Okay.
We talk about in this district all the time that every staff member has the opportunity on a daily basis to be a teacher for a kid. That the life lessons that are taught, the ability to reach out to kids and impact their lives in a wide variety of ways isn't relegated to a classroom or kids sitting in a desk. And I don't know that there's anyone in our district that personifies that more than Lisa, our lunch lady. On a daily basis, you'll see her on the news doing little skits that the kids look forward to. I've had the honor of serving with her on a couple of occasions, and when you stand on the lunch line and you're serving kids and you see how they light up whenever they come through her line, you just know for some of those kids that the best part of their day is her saying hi to them and interacting with them. And everyone here has their niche, their way of reaching kids, and there are certain kids that just kind of gravitate towards you, and we all have that. We all just, there's certain pockets of kids that you just relate to, but in all honesty, I don't know that there's a kid in that building that doesn't gravitate towards Lisa. They love her. Their interactions with her are genuine, they're sincere, and it's because they know without a shadow of a doubt that she cares about every single one in an equal fashion. To the staff, she's more than a colleague, and quite honestly, you're more than a friend. You are truly everything that Fairfield Union stands for when we talk about a Falcon family. It's been one of the great honors of my life to work with you, Lisa, to just the daily laughs, the pick-me-ups when we need them the most. You're always there, and this is a very, very bittersweet moment. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for your family. I know how excited you are to be with those babies, but for our district, this is truly going to be a void that is going to be hard to replace. You are beloved, and you'll always be our lunch lady. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you. I love you. We're always here for you, and hopefully you'll come back and see us. And we'll still work on you and try to get you to sub a little bit. Okay? Mr. Schaefer, anything?
Well,
Put you on the
yes,
spot a
Mom, I
little
can't
bit.
look over. I showed y'all last time. I'm a sympathy crier, so I'm not going to. I tried to take no offense to the fact that, right after you all approved me for next year, she puts in her letter of retirement. So I'm going to try to pretend like that didn't happen in conjunction. But no, I mean, I'll echo what Mr. Belleville says. I think that it doesn't matter if the kids go through the lunch line or not. I mean, they can pack their lunch, buy their lunch. Every kid in our building knows Lunch Lady Lisa and is impacted by that. And, that's the thing about this place that's special. Everybody in every position has that impact. So, proud and happy for her. Wish that she'd give us, how much longer did I ask you for? 15 more. We tried 15 more years. She said no. So I got 29 days to get that to change. But now we're just, hate to see her go.
Lisa, anything?
I'm gonna try here. First, I want to thank Fairfield Union. 20 years ago, for hiring me, I was only gonna sub, and here I am. The ladies I work with, including people here, they'll go with me forever. They are my friends forever. We are tight. And then there's the staff and the administration. I just can't. I'm telling you, I love them. I love them. This year and last year, I served kids who I served their parents in high school. This is rough. I'm gonna miss those kids. They see me on the street and they hug me, and it says something for the job if it hurts this much.
Well, Lisa, just echo Mr. Belleville and Mr. Schaefer. We love you. We truly love you, and you. That's what makes the Falcon family so special. We say it all the time, but it's so sincere. Lisa, I knew. Go back before you ever even started to work here. I knew you, and you're very kind, thoughtful, and considerate. I've known you for a long time, and it's been a privilege that you've been able to serve and touch the lives of our students and the staff, and it's been a privilege, and we're thankful to you, and we hope Mr. Schaefer can talk you into something, or if nothing else, Mr. Belleville can talk you into something. So if we can, then we'll move forward, and then we'd truly like for you to come up if we could, so we could shake your hand of gratitude that we have towards you. Okay, if we can get a motion, I would entertain a motion to approve the resignation of Mrs. Lisa Yarborough at high school cook cashier effective May 22nd, 2025.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Smeltzer. Would there be a second? Second by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Question. I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll call of the board members, please.
Mr. Smelter,
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister, Yes. Mr. Kaufman?
Yes.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes, motion passes unanimously. Lisa, come forward, please.
It's been really my favorite day. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Just get out.
Thank you so much. Good words. Thank you. Come on. Serve before you get her help. Oh, please. Please do. From way back in the 80s. If I can get an interview and pass it, I'll come back with some.
It's on video now.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's a verbal contract.
Oh. Lisa, we do have some more retirements, but I just want to mention, as I mentioned to the youth, if you want to stay, so welcome, but on the other hand, will not be disrespectful if you do, want to step out then as we continue on with the board meeting, the business part of the board meeting. So it's up to you. Okay, we'd love to have you. So, all right. Does move 6.2 then resignation, retirement of Devonna Henderly as our high school intervention specialist effective January 1st, 2026. Mr. Belleville, sir?
And Ms. Henderly wanted me to pass along her apologies for not being able to be here, but she had some therapy for her ankle, and she had a couple things going on there. And I tell you what, Dee is so committed. She's at work every day. She's either in a wheelchair or on crutches, just trying to make it through every single day because she doesn't want to miss. She wants to be there for her kids and for her colleagues, and you see kind of the warrior in her, and you just have a great appreciation for somebody who shows up every single day and works extremely hard. We'll honor Dee the last day of school in a more appropriate and honorable fashion, but just want to publicly thank her for her dedication, her hard work. All of our positions are difficult, but for our intervention specialists, when they're working with students who maybe have some difficulties or some struggles, it really does make that just a little bit more important at times than other spots. And she does an incredible job. She works a lot with our math classes, so on top of kids who maybe have trouble academically, she also works in an area that traditionally for students is harder, which is math. And so she takes that on and just does an incredible job with it. So very again, sad to see her go. It's a long-time, loyal, dedicated employee that has done a tremendous job for many years, and it's going to leave a void in the building, and definitely going to be some big shoes that we have to fill there. So with hesitation, I would recommend we accept that.
Thank you for the comments, Mr. Belleville. Okay, I entertain a motion to approve the resignation and retirement of Devonna Henderly, high school intervention specialist.
so moved.
Been moved by Mrs. Johns. Will there be a second? Second by Mr. Hoffman. Question. Question, I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll call.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mr. Kaufman?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zainmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes.
Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. All right, moves us on to 6.3, a motion to approve the resignation of Mr. Trent Johns as Dean of Students effective at the end of the 2024-2025 school year, pending approval of the contract to high school assistant principal. Mr. Belleville.
Mr. Kimmer, I'll talk about 6.3 and 6.4 together if you don't
Okay.
mind.
Yes, indeed.
you know, I'd love to take some credit for, you know, having an eye for talent and trying to put people in positions to be successful. But I mean, this one wasn't real hard. So Trent is just a consummate professional. Whenever you're around him, the way he carries himself, the way he conducts his business, the way he interacts with students, with staff, with the community, it is just first class at all times. It's hard to explain to people sometimes. Administration is not for everyone. It is extremely difficult at times to find that balance between being strict while being compassionate, having empathy while still having discipline and standards, and finding that balance of having accountability for yourself and for everyone around you while still being able to do that with just a love and a compassion of people. It's extremely difficult. And for someone so young in their career, it is truly amazing to watch Trent work. First saw it as a student. We saw it in his student teaching. Then when he was a math teacher at the middle school, the light shines bright. And knew that where we wanted him to go with his career. Had a conversation with him a little over a year ago. It was about this time, though, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I went up to his classroom and said, "Hey, I've got kind of a crazy idea. What do you think?" And without hesitation, yeah, whatever you need, I'm all in. And that is maybe the greatest characteristic of Trent is he's always all in. Whatever the district needs, he's all in. And not just the school district, but our community in general. And it's the hallmark of great people before him. When you think of, and this is not overselling it, it's not hyperbole. I believe this with all my heart. Whenever you think of names like Rick Burns and Dale Furbush and Clark Davis, I see that type of future for Trent Johns. I think he could be that type of leader for this district, and it is great to have him on our team. It's a great privilege and honor to have him join our administrative team. I think he's going to do tremendous things, and more than anything, as a parent, as a taxpayer, I know that the future of this district for many years to come is in good hands because of people like Trent Johns. And I'm excited to see him continue to grow. And in this new position, the board approves. As a high school assistant principal, he's going to change lives. Students, staff, community, he will change lives, and we'll all be better off for it. So, Mr. Knott, anything you'd like to say from what you've seen this year?
So, I am pretty protective of my kiddos and my staff. There hasn't been one time where I hesitated to leave. When I knew we were probably headed this direction, I went, okay, because I get it. He has all those qualities in which you want to see leading and trusting that he will follow through on those things. He's always had my back. He's had the back of the staff and the students, and so it will be fun to watch him and Travis lead the high school.
Mr. Schaefer?
Yeah, I mean, when we administratively were kind of going through the process of interviews and everything like that, we kept talking about what we're looking for in the position of somebody who can push our kids and push our staff, knows the district, knows what it takes to be successful here, and we just kept coming back to the same consensus of as Mr. Belville said, it's hard to go away from somebody that has all of those qualities that from day one is going to be a great fit for our building. Selfishly, I guess, taking it away from Bremen here, but looking forward to it at the high school. It was a no doubt that from day one, we're going to be able to hit the ground running, working together to do what's best for the kids at the high school. So we're really looking forward to that. And know Trent's going to be a great asset to the district, not just in the short term, but in the long term.
Mr. Johns, anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna look this way because I will also cry. Conrad Zangmeister, sorry in advance, but I'm not ignoring you, I promise. No, assuming the next step gets approved, but I want to thank you all for the opportunity first and foremost. This is a bittersweet move, kind of like what Mr. Belville was talking about at the beginning of the meeting. Coming back to Bremen and also Pleasantville, but has been the blessing and the learning opportunity that I didn't know I needed. Testament to great leaders like Mr. Knott and Mrs. Tokars, allowing me to kind of do both, learn a lot by them taking the lead because they're great at what they do, but also affording me the chance to kind of make things my own in small doses here and there, and so I've been incredibly appreciative of that. In an elementary school, it's pretty cool because you'd be hard pressed to walk from one end of the hallway to the other without getting offered a high five or a hug, and that's been a really fun experience this year. I've enjoyed that immensely. The staff in both buildings are incredible at what they do. So if we've got any parents or grandparents watching, your kids are in good hands, absolutely. So that part to leave behind is the bitter part, but obviously I'm incredibly excited about the opportunity that's to come. Working with Travis, we've got a chance to do that on the basketball floor the last few years, and I think we've been at least mildly successful at that for the most part. So I think, obviously, he and Mr. McPhail have done an incredible job during their tenure together, taking the high school to new heights, and I'm just looking forward to building on that and kind of leaving my own impression on it now in the administrative role. So, just want to thank everybody for the opportunity, and I'm excited.
Mr. Kimmer, one
Yes.
quick point of clarification
Yes.
Before you speak.
Yes.
In the motion to approve the resignation of Trent Johns as Dean of Students,
Yes.
that is a wording issue on me. The Dean of Students is actually his teaching contract.
Okay.
So he's resigning his teaching contract in order to accept an administrative contract.
Okay.
We have to have that resignation. So
Okay.
the wording of Dean of Students, that's on me instead of putting teaching contract
Teaching
there.
contract.
His
Okay.
current position is Dean of Students.
Okay, teaching contract, okay.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Belville, for the words. Mr. Johns, thank you for the words. Mr. Schaefer, Mr. Knott. I just want to say this as well. I think Mr. Belville, he hit the key word for me. Mr. Johns, you truly are a professional. I've watched you as well. Administrators have to take on so many decisions they have to make throughout the day. And I watched you, and you handled those decisions with smoothness, and that's something that you're making decisions that affect lives, but you do it in a high manner, and I watched you with the smoothness that you handle how you handle things, and it truly is going to be a blessing with you and Mr. Schaefer at our high school, and I look forward to the opportunity as well. So, thank you. Okay, then I'd entertain a motion to approve the resignation of the teaching contract effective at the end of the 2024-2025 school year. Then moved by Mr. Smeltzer. I will second that. Question. A question. Turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Abstain.
Okay. Motion is passed. Does move to 6.4 then, administrative contract. Motion to approve on one-year administrative contract for Mr. Trent Johns as our high school principal on salary assistant high school principal. Thank you, Mr. Smeltzer. On the salary schedule B, group 3, step 1, beginning the 2025-2026 school year.
So moved, Mr. President.
Okay, been moved by Mr. Hoffman. Would there be a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Question. I'll turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Abstain.
Okay, motion is passed. Thank you.
Good call, Mr. Humphrey.
I know. That's a problem on right there. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
All right, then, those move us into 6.5, the resignation, motion to approve the resignation of Nicole Hobson as a Bremen Cook cashier effective the end of the 2024-2025 school year, pending approval of the contract of Bremen head cook.
And kind of same thing, 6.5, 6.6 together, with the retirement of Francie Derbyshire, as head cook here. We talked about Frances and the amazing job that she has done over the years, just incredible. So Nicole has some big shoes to fill, but I'm quite sure she is up to the challenge. She has been just a great worker in the kitchen here, has done a tremendous job, and she's ready for the challenge. I'm excited to see her step in, take over, and I know she'll do some amazing things. So I would recommend we approve those. Mr. Knott, anything?
She's ready. She's ready for it.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Belleville, Mr. Knott. All right, then, I'd entertain a motion to approve the resignation of Nicole Hobson as Bremen Cook cashier effective 2024-2025.
So moved.
Been moved by Mrs. Johns. Would there be a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Question. I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. All right, then, moves to 6.6, the service, support service contract. Motion to approve a 2-year support service contract for Nicole Hobson, Bremen head cook on salary schedule R1, step 4, beginning in 2025-2026 school year. Entertain the motion, please.
So moved.
The move by Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister. I'll second that. Question. I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. 6.7, teacher contract. Motion to approve a 1-year teacher contract for Christine Cassidy as grade 3 teacher on the salary schedule A, master's degree, step 16, beginning 2025-2026 school year.
Ms. Cassidy wanted me to pass along her apologies for not being here. She teaches down in Nelsonville, so quite a bit of a commute for her. But she lives in Baltimore, so somewhat coming home. She's already well acquainted with multiple members of our staff, and her years of experience are really going to be an asset, especially that 3rd grade. That's a challenging year, the 3rd grade reading guarantee testing, and whenever we interviewed her, her experience just shines through. Everything that we've been doing with CKLA, with foundations, and all that, Lexia, all those type of things with science of reading, she has been doing that for years. So she is a wealth of experience. This will be replacing Carrie Hammock's position. Carrie's going to art, and it's kind of, one of those things that you don't realize it at the time, but whenever you start kind of putting these pieces together, Miss Hammock and Miss Cassidy actually worked together years ago before they both went into teaching. So it turns out they know each other, and they've already started making connections. Christine was at the carnival Saturday, already trying to immerse herself in the culture of Pleasantville Elementary School. So she's going to do great things. We're really excited to have her on board. Mr. Knott, anything you want to
So
add?
I actually know several people that work with her currently at Nelsonville, and they are definitely bummed but excited for her, so that always speaks volumes when they understand this is great for their friend, that it's going to be a hit for the school.
We're excited.
Okay.
It's a good hire.
All right, thank you. Belleville, Mr. Knott, comments? Okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve the one-year teacher contract for Christine Cassidy, grade 3.
So moved.
Been moved by Mr. Hoffman, would there be a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Johns. Question. Turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes,
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
motion passed unanimously. 6.8, support service contract. A motion to approve a one-year support service contract for Jason Chase as assistant maintenance employee on salary schedule J1, step 10, beginning April 21st, 2025.
Jason will be the evening maintenance person here at Bremen Elementary School, filling the spot of Heath Grubb. And it's kind of the last time we went down this road, Jason's background is with Giant Eagle and some places like that. And Stephen June at Pleasantville Elementary School, highly recommended. Jason said he was a hard worker and does a nice job. And if Jason turns out to be half of the maintenance person that Mr. June has been, we have struck gold once again. So really excited to bring Jason in. He definitely seems like a go-getter, a hard worker, so we're excited to bring him onto the team and think he'll do a good job.
Okay. For comments, Mr. Belleville. I entertain a motion then to approve the one-year support service contract for Jason Chase.
So moved.
Been moved by Mr. Smeltzer. Would be a second. I'll second that. Question. Question. I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. 6.9, the support service contract. A motion to approve a one-year support service contract for Caitlin Newell as aide on the salary schedule 1, step 10, beginning the 2025-2026 school year. Mr. Belleville.
This will be at Rushville Middle School, filling the spot of Becky Pugh. And Caitlin has applied for positions in the district several times and wasn't quite the person or the fit that we were looking for those times, but to her credit, she wanted to be a part of this district. She just loves Fairfield Union. Her kids go here, and she hung in there until the time was right. And so to her credit, that stick-to-itiveness is really kind of what drew us there. And through the interview process this time, it wasn't a difficult decision to make. She will fit in well for what Mrs. Hahn needs at Rushville Middle School, and losing Becky was obviously a huge blow, and we hated that, but I think Miss Newell will be a tremendous addition and will do a nice job as she steps in that role. So I would recommend we approve that.
Thank you, Mr. Belleville. Comments? Entertain a motion to approve the one-year service contract for Caitlin Newell as aide.
So moved.
Been moved by Mr. Hoffman. Would there be a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Johns. Question. Question. I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zangmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. Leave without pay. Motion to approve 3.5 days of leave without pay for Aislinn Vance on April 14th, April 15th, 8th, 16th, and April 17th, 2025.
When we hired Miss Vance, she was very upfront with the fact she already had a vacation plan. We don't normally do leave without pay for vacations, but the fact that she was very upfront with that in the interview process before she accepted a job as a bus driver, that we, that was part of that. So we felt obligated to honor her vacation that she'd already paid for, and so this was the agreement for that. She's so far done a really nice job as a bus driver. We're glad to have her on board, and would recommend this.
Thank you, Mr. Roswell. Thank you for the comments. Okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve then the leave without pay for Iceland Vance. Been moved by Mrs. Jones, second by Mr. Smeltzer. Question. I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zingmeister? Yes. Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes, motion passed unanimously. 6.11, 2025-2026 Program of Study, second reading. All board members had an opportunity to review those. So the motion to approve the 2025-2026 program of study, second reading as presented.
I can answer any questions, or Mr. Schaefer can answer questions, but it's pretty much said. We did find out today, it looks like we're going to be able to add some additional CCP courses through Muskingum. Some we were also trying to add, maybe aren't going to happen this year, maybe next year, but it does appear as if we're going to be able to add several more in music. We already added art, and also in journalism and communications. So we're excited about those. Mr. Schaefer, anything I missed there?
No, nope.
Okay. Okay, thank you for the comments. I entertain a motion to approve a program of studies for 2025-2026.
So moved.
Been moved by Mr. Smeltzer. Second that. Question. Turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zingmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. 6.12, contract procurement checklist, classroom intervention, touchscreen TVs. Motion to approve the 2025-2026 program studies, second reading is presented.
We're down to 6.12.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the correction. I appreciate that. Okay. 6.12. There we are. Motion to approve the purchase of classroom intervention touchscreen TVs for Rushville School at a cost of $66,689. Mr. Schaffner.
This is just the next step in the process. We did these in Pleasantville 2 years ago. Last summer we did Bremen. So this will replace all the smart boards and projectors in the classrooms in the middle school with touchscreen TVs. And this quote came in actually $50 less per TV than last year. So
Wow.
it's good.
Sure, our treasurer's glad to hear that.
Get this in before the tariffs get.
That's true. They ship out of Texas, so we should be okay.
There we go.
Okay. All right, thank you for the comments, Mr. Schaffner. So there's a motion to approve those purchases of classroom intervention touchscreen TVs for Rushville Middle School.
So moved.
Okay, it's been moved by Mrs. Johns, but it'll be a second.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Hoffman. Question. I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zingmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes.
Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. All right, 6.13 procurement. Motion to approve the purchase of 2 3-ton ductless splits for the high school server room at a cost of $60,559 from CVSI. Mr. Schaffner.
I don't have much input on this.
Okay.
I'm just hoping it's not coming out of my
Okay.
budget.
All right. Okay, Mrs. Roberts.
So, so this is actually for the server room in the high school.
Okay.
We currently have, the unit that we currently have in there is a pretty large unit that also controls all the humidity in the room. Right now, there's a part that has gone bad that's a little over $10,000 to replace. Matt Smith and his team have worked several times fixing this, and at this point, it's do you either fix it for $11,000 or do you go back and replace it? In order to replace the exact same unit that is currently there, it would cost $75,000. So Evan and Matt have actually gone through and really looked at, okay, now that we don't have as much equipment in those rooms, and now that more of the equipment is moving to the cloud, do we truly need that same piece of equipment anymore? They've actually done a good job of going out to some of the new buildings around us and other school districts and said, okay, what are you doing? How are you looking at these? Just kind of what's the new thought process. So really, this is similar to what we've done in the kitchens. They're ductless splits as far as how we look at them.
Lisa, how's the?
Oh, they were great.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
In the high school, basically, the reason why we're doing 2 in the high school, all the other buildings, as we look at it, really only need 1. But there's more equipment in the high school, and then also there's a backup. So really, the price of each of these is about $30,000. So that's $30,000 per unit compared to $75,000. Matt also did a great job of really working and saying, okay, if we were to get a quote for all of them, because they're all about the same age, what would that look like? Thinking maybe we could get a discount on each unit if we bought 5 or 4 or 5, depending on what we did. We do get a slight discount, but at this point, the other buildings are still okay. So I don't want to spend that money yet. And knock on wood, they're okay. But we do know that once we start seeing one of them with all of our buildings being similar age, they could be close behind. So at this point, this is just for the high school. And I do foresee that when the other units start to go bad in the other buildings, we will go down the same route, but it would be around the $30,000 versus the $60,000 since we're doing 2 of them here. So I think that, really looking at where we're going, I don't just want to replace 1 for 1. Evan's done a lot of work just on kind of what's going on in the future with our servers and all those parts and pieces. And we just think that this is, one, more cost effective, but also we just don't need what we used to have in that room. So that's that.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Roberts, for some insight there.
Mr. Hunt.
Quick question.
Yes.
Is that the sole source of cooling for that space?
I think so.
I think there is actually an air duct in there connected to the central system that does pretty much.
Usually this is a backup or
So this would be, and this is actually
additional.
2 separate units. So if one of them, even if one of them goes out, we'd be in better shape than we are now.
And I like that because I was looking at the redundancy because that's an important room and you don't want it to overheat.
Yeah, because right now, we've got the door propped open in the library. It's been like that for probably 2 months, and I hate it every time I walk by it, but I don't have a choice right now.
Right.
So
There's some work too that Matt Smith and his team will have to do just with the electric going to it. It's just a little bit of a different type, but he said his team can handle that. So some of that cost is built into it. All of that cost is built into that, but that's where you're seeing a little bit of that increase, which all of the buildings will have that because they'll have to change some of that as they change these over.
Thanks for the question, Mr. Hoffman. Any other questions? Okay. Robert, Mr. Schaffner, thanks for the comments. Okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve the purchase of 2 3-ton ductless splits for the high school server room.
So moved.
Been moved by Mr. Hoffman. Would there be a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Jones. Question. Question. I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns. Yes. Mrs. Conrad Zingmeister.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer.
Yes.
Mr. Smelter.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. 6.14, certified payments. Motion to approve the one-time payments for certified employees as presented.
So this is actually, so we have, every year during the musical, there are several positions that the team pays to help out with the musical. Typically, if somebody is not an employee of ours, we basically write a purchase order to them and just pay them through as if they were a vendor. When we have employees who help us out, we have to pay our employees through payroll. In order to do that, anything that leaves, we either have to have a purchase order or the board has to approve something in order for us to make a payment. So in the past, this has come through in a timesheet. And just with new audit rules and everything going through, in order for us to make these payments this year and also go forward, these are just going to be essentially board-approved one-time payments. They're not on the salary schedule. They're not supplemental contracts. They're just one-time payments that basically gives us the go-ahead to say, okay, we can pay these. Typically, they're $500. You'll notice that these are both $599 because of the additional show this year. So depending on, what happens next year, the intent will be the same, but the price may change just depending on how many shows.
Okay. Thanks, Mrs. Roberts. Thoughts from Mrs. Roberts? Okay, I'd entertain a motion to approve the one-time payments for certified employees as presented.
So moved.
Okay, been moved by Mrs. Johns, I'll second that. Question? I turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Johns? Yes. Mr. Kimmer?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zainmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. 6.15, amendment salary schedules and rates. Entertain a motion to approve the amended salary schedules for 2024-2025 as presented.
So the only thing that you will see changed on this entire salary schedule is the hourly rate for our summer workers. Evan and Mr. Belvo have worked that we are now able to have a program for our summer IT interns, basically where we are getting reimbursed for some of the IT interns. However, in order to be a part of that program, we have to pay them at least $12 an hour. We were paying summer interns minimum wage. So since they will start before July, that's why it's in this year's salary schedules. And then actually in 6.16, you'll see next year's salary schedules that carries that same rate over. But since they will start, before July 1st, that's why we had to bring it to the board for this year's salaries. But that's the only thing that's changing in all of these salary schedules for 24-25.
Okay, entertain a motion to approve the amended salary schedules, 2024-2025 as presented.
So moved.
Been moved by Mr. Smelter, would there be a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Johns. Question. Turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zainmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes, motion passed unanimously. 6.16, salary schedules and rates, 2025. Motion to approve the salary schedules for 2025-2026 as presented.
So these rates, we are going into year 2 of our 3-year teacher negotiated agreement. So these rates obviously started with our teachers union and then went throughout the rest of the positions within the district. So overall, this is really, we didn't have any major shifts this year. We always look at each position and where we are competitively. I think we're in good spots across the board. So really it's just applying that salary increase to the basis of everything.
Okay, thank you for the insight, comments, Mrs. Roberts. I'd entertain a motion to approve the salary schedules for 2025-2026 as presented. Been moved by Mrs. Conrad Zainmeister. I'll second that. Question. Turn to Mrs. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mrs. Conrad Zainmeister?
Yes.
Mr. Kimmer?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mrs. Johns?
Yes.
Mr. Smelter?
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously. Does move us into executive session. 7.1, adjournment to executive session. I'll turn to Mr. Belleville, sir.
You'll see that the guidelines for executive session have changed from past board meetings. That is due to a little bit of change in the ORC for reasons that you can go into executive session. So the Ohio School Board Association had us rewrite our board policy. We approved that, I think it was at the last meeting, some policy updates that we approved. So normally we only list the specific reasons that we're going into executive session here. Just kind of based on some guidance I've received is you put the entire policy on there so people can see why executive session can be used, all of the various reasons. And then as we get there, we can clarify exactly why we're going in. This evening, it'll be about the employment of individuals. It's that time of year where we have retirements. We haven't had any resignations of anyone leaving to go to another school district, to my knowledge, but we have had some retirements, and how we want to fill those spots or upcoming interviews and want to talk about the employment of individuals, that would be the reason for our executive session this evening. So moving forward in meetings, we'll leave the whole policy there, and then as we get there, we'll clarify, which one of those is the reason that we would be going in. If we're not going to have executive session, we would just delete this entirely from the agenda.
Okay. Thank you for the specifics in regard to the executive session and the new policy. So, will there be any action taken after?
No action.
No action will be taken. So I'd entertain a motion then, I entertain a motion to adjourn the executive session in accordance with section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code.
So moved.
Been moved by Mr. Hoffman. I'll second that question. Question in front of Mr. Roberts for the roll, please.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Kimber.
Yes.
Mrs. Conrad Zanemeister.
Yes.
Mrs. Johns.
Yes.
Mr. Smeltzer.
Yes.
Motion passed unanimously, 8:21 executive